And welcome back. So the National Student Financial Aid Scheme with us this morning because they say that they have successfully now cleared the 1.2 billion rand in payments backlog. And this after the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Naledi Pandor, ordered that NSFAS clear the 2017-18 applications and funding backlogs first before taking on new applications due to the serious delays in funding of students at TVET colleges and universities in 2017 and 2018. And now NSFAS students are urged to sign their outstanding bursary agreements to ensure that their 2019 applications and the process that goes along with that proceeds smoothly when the system opens for next year's applications. And applications open on Monday, that's this coming Monday, the 3rd of September. So to discuss this issue further, we join now by the NSFAS Administrator, Dr. Randall Carolison. Thanks so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
So the last time when I was speaking to Minister Naledi Pandor, we were still talking about a backlog. That was some 10 days ago or so. And now, good news, because we understand you have cleared the backlog.
Well, look, it's been an interesting 8 days. We haven't completely cleared the backlog, but we have made put in substantive administrative efforts to begin to clear it. So I'll give you some stats in a minute. So paying the money to the universities is one thing. To actually provide them with the remittances as to where the money must go to the different students, it's another thing. So that's always been a problem, that we threw the money over the fence to the universities and then they have to battle to get to the students. So we're fixing that up. Since the Minister announced, since we persuaded her to open 2019, because we had to persuade her on progress, we have paid out the latest figures, 30,000 students we touched between yesterday and this morning. And there's still a number of students that we need to touch, but the processes are now beginning to run much more smoothly. We are, of course, faced with challenges with regards to data integration and data integrity. So there's a lot of manual checking that needs to happen. And therefore, we urge students to finalize and make sure that the contact details are absolutely correct. Because if it's correct, the money will go. But we can't pay into a void or into wrong accounts. And that slows it down quite a bit. But happy to report that our people are working around the clock to fix that.
So speaking of people working around the clock, it's been impressive the sort of progress you have made over the last 10 days or so. But do you have sufficient capacity to tackle the issues that still need to be addressed?
Well, look, I will be getting some experts on board in the next 10 days to assist, some IT and data integration experts. And they'll be working with the current staff. I must say that the current staff has responded magnificently. When I arrived at NSFAS, people were very demoralized. It's not nice to know that you're not doing your job properly and everybody is screaming for your head. And I think to get them back onto track, we did a number of things. So first of all, we, of course, reminded them about the important mission that they have in South Africa. And the main thing also then is we then deployed a lot of our staff through to the institutions. And that had two purposes. It gave them direction. And secondly, they could work very closely with institutions to sort out some of these niggling and ongoing account issues. And that is the model I think that we need to go for in the future, that we are much closer to the institutions and to the students.
So you have, for example, UNISA students. They always complain that they are always forgotten, left on the periphery. Yeah. Everybody else is prioritized. How does this affect them?
Well, we sent a team to UNISA and they did a marvelous job. In fact, so much so, we know what the backlog is at the moment based on the data integration report that I received. But when we actually went there, we discovered 40,000 extra students that were not on the system. So as we go and clean up databases and stuff, we find extra students. So initially, I thought that the ballpark figure is about 100,000 students that were backlogged. But we're already at 150 as we start to clean up accounts. That's not necessarily negative because we are establishing very good relationships with the universities and the cooperation is fantastic from the university managements, the management, as well as the SRC. In fact, I'm speaking later today to the SRC leadership of the national leadership. And they've been absolutely superb coming to the party and bringing the students in and persuading them to sign their contracts. So the partnerships have been, I hope that we can strengthen and deepen on that because it's working very well.
Right, I'm in conversation with Dr. Randall Carolison, and he's of course the administrator at NSFAS, the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, and addressing the backlog as instructed by the Minister of Higher Education, Naledi Pandor, that they need to address that backlog before they take on the new applications for 2019, and that season opens on Monday. We're going to